Any sports? So that's my 1 day a week thing I have to do. That was good. There wasn't really a lot of people there. That's why you're sometimes better off. But I mean, clearly, right? Because there was like actual boxes still outside. So it does that sometimes, and then you go. I don't know if they can only go every like twice a month or something like it used to be. I don't know. I don't question other people's eligibility, so we would hope other people aren't doing that. Especially since the EBT office told you they're having issues, right? Clearly, they're filling out paperwork, and the boxes are just there anyway. So those could have been people just came because they're not registered or something. Yeah, I don't have an income or a SNAP card anymore. I did. I have units left on it. Like as of February 8th, they're doing their thing again, where they don't load it. So yeah, I mean, that's why I try to mind my own business. To be honest, to be honest with you, I try to mind my own business. Just sometimes I understand why people don't want to deal with these governmental offices anymore. Oh, a bunch of big blackbirds. What's going on? There's a bunch of them. It, that one's walking on the street again like the other day. I don't see like roadkill or anything. I know it almost looks like like they're supposed to be doing road work or something. There's like a I don't know something spilt on the ground or something, and I don't know if they're attracted to it. They think there's something there, maybe, or God's just making them do it. Yeah, it looks like something got spilt on the road, and they think it's something else. I don't think that's usually there. Now they're leaving. Yeah, be careful what you're packing out down there. That doesn't look. That looks like nasty truck water or something. They had a calendar. Oh, wait. I don't like to hold on to things because there's some people have a thing, and when you know that you're in a genetic group that has that problem, you have to question anything that you might want to think you need to save. So, yeah, because clearly you could make another calendar on this. So I think I actually will save that, but I usually question everything. Just, of course, it's not going to fit. Simplicity. Here we go. So let's see. I'm already a couple of months into this. That's nice. I don't know if it tells you what the picture is. Sometimes they do. Let's see that one. Oh yeah, there it is. Mary Ann Williamson. Oh, okay, these are quotes from people, but it doesn't say where the photograph is. Oh, we're still in February, so what's today? The 24th? So tomorrow, unless I messed it up, I actually thought about this. My two youngest will be 22. If they're even still living, which I don't even know if they're still living. So this insanity that goes on that I'm waiting to stop. So Friday would begin calf week, so All right, so well, it's probably still gonna go down here because. All right. I got my maths out, so at some point in time, I gotta do my push-ups and stuff, and take my jeans off, do my jog walks. That's the day, so that's good. I got 2 things of walnuts, and then I got some shortbread cookies for probably her because there was no desserts. So like none, there was none outside either. So that was good. That was a good week, yeah. So I got chicken breast and hamburger in this thing, so I'll have one of those tonight. Probably the chicken breast. So a bunch of vegetables and fruit. I don't know if did we do Red Arrowbuck before? Is that how you say his last name? Did we do him already? Well, sometimes. Well, I specifically said any sports, and he said basketball. He like smiled, and then he said basketball. So if somebody was wondering, right, because that can't really be a coincidence. When that's why it's really better when people don't say anything. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. Like I guess I'm contradictory. Like sometimes don't say anything, but then if nobody says anything, then maybe ask specifically. Yeah, but I guess it messes it up if you just go and um, so and so, and then it would probably interfere with right. I think in that instance, it's probably better if they have a way to see me online that you don't say anything. Yeah, I would say that probably works out for you because I don't know either, right? You just sort of go. Sometimes, yeah, I can't because it really doesn't necessarily function like that. Like someone like Alex, I'm always going to remember Alex George Papad. Like, but some people, because it's like just I saw a photograph or someone was on TV for 5 minutes, I'm not going to remember. That's why I ask. So, yeah, like once that I can recall specifically, I was wrong, but yet I wasn't wrong because I met this dude, and it probably has some significance to him he didn't mention. Is I said something about Emerson. Do you know who Emerson is? And right, and then after that, I don't know if my friend Dave showed up or God had me look up the photo, and I go, "Oh no, that's Dave." But this, like, it means something to that. I would say it means something to the person I said that to. But that's like the time I can remember that I was wrong. So sometimes it like functions like that. So um, well, I don't think so, but the person might. Right, if you were like, that seems like grandiose. Why does everybody have to be famous? Really? Right, try being George Washington. Right, that's an actual Red Auerbach was an actual person. He was living when I was here because I know about the Celtics. That's not a historical figure, right? Because sometimes you go, I don't even know if that's a real person or it's a DSM, like Henry VIII. That could be a DSM. Yeah, like I'm not even sure that's a real person, I gotta say, after like the years of doing this, right? It could be like a psychological profile, or I went over some of the stuff about psychological suggestion and getting people to admit things about themselves and stuff. And clearly, you're not doing that with a basketball coach. So it's starting to be a little bit cold, actually. Even though I got a bunch of stuff to do. Put this thing back. Well, that's why I said it's set to not for kids. Yeah. I was right that time too. I go junior high school. Boom. Well, because I said there was this volunteer there that had the same name as one of my children, and he's tall. Yeah, and like I would just figured he was probably in college or something. And I forget because I don't have my children around me. I have to actually think about ages. It's that damning. That's what I'm saying. Someone's on an internet and you're watching it and you go, how does a person not know if her children are even living? Yeah, you just go, what? And like, did you try interacting with me? Okay. So I'm waiting for that to be put away, like I said. So yeah, it's weird too because clearly certain people are not in an interaction with me, like people that I spend time living with for weeks and months at a time in a shelter. Right, when you're like explaining to them your life and they just seem to not even care. And you go, okay, then stop talking to me. Like you're not just random people. Like I don't need to insult the people at the food pantry, but you go, that's 20 minutes a week, right? And you go, um, I don't know, even know how many times I haven't even had a chance to express to them what's exactly going on. But you people I talk to, like we have meals together, I tell you what's going on with me, and it's just, but I'm supposed to listen to all of your jargon constantly. Get it? Right. That's why at first I thought they couldn't even see me online. I didn't have a phone before until 2000 and the December of 2019. That woman, her name was Mary, gave me the phone. When Assurance Wireless came into the shelter, looked me in the face, and told me that they weren't giving out phones to people with that address, which is the homeless shelter I'm sitting in. Had it out with him about what he was doing and just left. Not in a yelling manner, just. And then she went right in after me and they gave her a phone when she already had a phone she was paying for. Okay. So that's why she gave it to me. And I'm not, I think Taylor was given the phone number. I'm not sure that Cas person knew I had a phone because I met with her first. And you meet with her a couple times. She shows you the room. You sign some sort of a fake lease, like it's a real apartment. Excuse me, I have like a hair or something. Um, and then she is told I don't have a phone because that's the total truth at the time. And I don't know if there was ever a discussion after that. You would think she would have helped me get a phone, right? No, she doesn't. She's going to put me in a room in that house. She knows there's internet going to the phone that she's offered to other people in the house and doesn't give me the internet code. For 3 weeks, the woman doesn't do it and then starts telling me to stop using Facebook. And that weird manner that I explained to you. That's a loon who is gonna hold me hostage in a rooming house in Quincy, Massachusetts. Yeah, you just go, whoa, okay. Like became weird when I was taking walks. She didn't want me to go to a library where there's internet access. Oh yeah. You Wouldn't you think that they go, that's why they did it. They thought that they could literally stick you in a room with no internet and no phone. And then that's you start talking about them on Facebook. You go, what in the world, God? Okay. Yeah. So whatever this is, okay. Anyways, told numerous times clearly other people can see it. And there used to be a time where it would start shutting stuff off because it knew people could see me. I've told you that several times. Anyways, hopefully, if I check the phone right now, I didn't get a notification for this, did I? Oh, I turned the. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't get a notification. for this. I don't know if I've checked it with the new channel. Oh yeah, it deleted my entire YouTube channel. All of my videos on my live streams. It deleted my entire Facebook page. So really, really ill. But I noticed with the new channel, I don't know if I've gotten any of those weird comments I used to get. So not if they won't allow you to have a YouTube channel, you can't chat in anyone's chat. And you can't view videos that are put as not for kids. You just go, that is all of this elaborate stuff that they've done. And then when that doesn't work, they just this shadow ban stuff. It's to keep them busy. Okay, so anyways, let me go to YouTube. I wouldn't be set up to get notifications, right? Yeah, because it's a different channel. Yeah, so why would I wouldn't get notifications for it, so that doesn't mean it's not visible. That just dawned on me. I don't need YouTube Premium. Let me see. I probably can't if it's my own channel, right? Because that's the same thing that's on the phone. So I don't know if you can set up for notifications. Okay, it says there's one and there's one watching, so that's me. Okay. So according to the phone, it's visible to the public. Okay. So anyways, when you do what they did to me, because if you delete enough channels, then they tell you that there's too many channels with that phone number. Okay. Because they're mentally insane. And they obviously people have told them that they're violating free speech laws. We have a constitutional right to free speech. So it's like an elaborate way that they think that they're bypassing that when they're lawless anyway. It's just God has them that they have to be in a world system. So that's how you would know. For all of you that have been doing that, if you thought that you were not of the world, then why are you doing weird stuff like that? Because you are. Like, you can't get out of the world. That's just your species, all due respect. And the laws make you happier if you follow the actual laws. So you clearly, that's why you're in like this weird info war and trying to bypass US laws and stuff, because it's like you probably need to be off of the computer systems you're on and medicated. If getting you off of the computer systems you're on and giving you other things to do, hobbies and stuff, isn't stopping that behavior, then because what you're doing is criminal and you're harming other people. So, anyways, when they delete a person's channel and then you're forced to put not for kids, or they're going to go, we deleted your channel because it's inappropriate for children. Get it? Okay, you're doing that thing still. You did it with me when you deleted my channel. I couldn't watch CeeLo Green, and I'm 52 years old. Okay, and then I saw that some of the YouTube videos, you're trying to edit the music to take the cuss words out. This is clearly not intended for minors. Okay, it's not intended for minors. Right, so you go, I wouldn't expect someone in 8th grade to be watching my live streams, whether they're set to, right? When you set it to kids, the problem is no one can be in the chat. So that's why I believe they started doing that. And then I told you, a person would go in there and start saying perverse things. So I would shut the chat off. And that was the excuse why no one was in it. But you just go, how can you be like authorized by the government or the military to be doing that when that's how you're doing it? That never made any sense to me. It's possible that they are, but they realize in their mind, they know what they're doing is illegal. They know they're mentally ill and they don't want to deal with it. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're not in the government or the military. It's just they know what they're doing is they're not supposed to do it. Right. So, anyways, I'm not with my children now, but I have to agree that it's up to you to keep your children off the internet. I do agree with that. But certain things, I don't feel a sort of like anyone needs to be looking at because I'm not a child and I don't want to have pornography shoved in my face, especially when I'm not looking for it. Right. So, yeah, that's my only thing about not putting age appropriate on mine, if you were wondering, because I'm not sure if people are actually then not being able to see it. If you didn't know that was going on and you're like, I don't understand, why is this not on children only with all these topics and word phrases? I just explained it to you. I'll tell you again. Because when you hit that it's not for children, so your chat will come up. Other people that are adults can't see it because they took them off of YouTube. You have to have a YouTube channel and be logged into it. That's what I'm telling you. It's not just you can't be in my chat. You can't even see me because it was set to age appropriate. You can't go on a library computer probably and view it. Okay. So if you already had a YouTube channel on your phone and they did that to you, they're gonna say there's too many YouTube channels on that phone. They won't stop doing it. Okay, so if you're a parent, right, and you were wondering why people won't set their thing to children only, because there's many videos where it says comments are turned off, because that's the only way they can get a video on there. It's not they don't want comments. Okay. And then what these things do, because your comments are off or whatever, is they keep trying to tell you that no one cares about anything you're saying. Like for some reason, that becomes important to them. Now, for other people, and you're a wacko and you're trying to mess with someone's head for some reason other than God's containing you, that might work. That doesn't work on the Virgin Mother. Okay. That doesn't work on Mar-a-Lago. And that's what I'm saying. Anyone typing words like that to me, that's a clear-cut black and white psyche eval. It doesn't matter whatever's going on in the brain matter that the person thinks they're doing or why they're doing that, they're mentally insane. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Like you're not just sadistic or whatever, you're mentally insane because clearly I'm never going to believe what you're saying. But you persistently kept doing it. So, anyways, I guess it's difficult when you've gone mad and you can't tape a woman's mouth shut. I mean, to the point where you deleted an entire YouTube channel and a Facebook channel. I mean, a Facebook. So people notice things. It's not. I mean, they're helpless to it too. I explained about Twitter, and then people were on Tumblr. I think for a while. You can Google it. And then people this was one of the things, and I wasn't sure if people were actually trying to bypass it and be helpful. People had to keep making up social media platforms, entire platforms. And then these folks follow everybody there and start doing it. They're clearly mentally insane. I was told by the Secret Service, and the Dedham Police was there at the time in 2014 when they went to 12 Flanagan Place to speak with me and members of the household that were living with me at the time about a game that these folks were doing because they were mentally ill. Okay? Not just people on the internet, people given charge to monitor the internet and given access to social media platforms were mentally ill. And they thought that they were playing a game with US citizens. that if you said a word, they could shut off your account. I was specifically told that by the Secret Service. Okay, so now it's been a decade. All right. So people were not making social media platforms to then you follow us and that's a game and you figure out how to take that social media over for your community messages and shut other people off. No one was ever partaking in that game. Okay? So, anyways, why Yawkey? Why the word Yawkey? Were the Boston Red Sox ever donating to them? Like, I don't know. That's the name of that road where Fenway Park is. Did they actually get people with wealth to give them donations and money? Why was it? Why is it even being called that? I don't know what the word means. No. Okay, so I don't know if that has something to do with the other species or just I'm not getting it. Other than that's the name of the road where Fenway Park is. I know you just go. Did you say that you were wasn't it Tim Wakefield that just died within the past year or something? Did his estate donate to them money? I know you just go. Based on what? Mary Lagoa's Twitter account? How can you imagine? Say that some of them will have cognitive. Some of these people have gotten older. They have cognitive issues. You go, what on earth? That was my first thought when I saw that they were calling it that. How did someone donate to you a whole bunch of money based on me, and you still won't give me housing? That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyways. Everything's fine here for the day. Just eventually I'll start to get hungry. What time is it now? Yeah, since I'm not going out, I guess I'll make myself start my routine at 12. So probably by 12:30 do my jog walks. Um I don't know. I might just do 15 minutes and then I'll see if I'll do like more than that. I think I'll set it at 15 minutes because that's just like 15 minutes of, yeah, I can go 20 minutes. I've done it. Just go 20 minutes and then I think I'll go 15 minutes. Yeah. And then let me put some water in this. I forgot to look where the drinks were. Was there no drinks? Probably, yeah. I know I looked at the coffee, and then I think I would have noticed if there was drinks. Ooh. Oh, what am I doing? The other one's already open. I know. Don't forget you open that one, Mary. I just did it. I like to stick with the one that's already open because it's carbonated, but now I just opened up the other one. Alright, so I didn't even drink mine. I hardly drank anything yesterday. Yeah. I still have the jasmine ones. They're definitely I can stomach them, but they have a little bit of I can see why people donated them. It's just flavored water, which is good. It's just that's why they gave you those flavors. It's probably people it markedly in the marketplace they don't to do the jasmine, the blackberry jasmine. You could if you were trying to limit your soda, I guess. I usually do it at the end. I just mix salsa water in with it. Oh yeah, they had limes, bananas, oranges. Then there's some sort of cut up fruit then. And they had like this vegetable tray with ranch dressing and stuff. I probably won't use the dressing, but I used to do that. I think that was before I got on this quote unquote like keto thing. yeah, I still had food issues back then. And I would do, it doesn't mean you have food issues if you do this, but I would get fat free sour cream, not realizing it's actually worse for you than just regular sour cream. I get fat free sour cream, and I think it's Knox vegetable loaded with sodium. And I'd mix that, and then I'd cut up a bunch of vegetables, like a huge plate. I can eat a lot of food, and I just be like, as soon as you think something is a fat free, you just go hog wild with it. And I would be like, oh, like raw cauliflower and stuff. Yeah. And then what was the other thing I started doing, which again, you don't even, you would think after the nutrition thing, but you go, I would get like sugar free. They used to make like a Cool Whip, and I don't even like Cool Whip. But the second that you tell someone who has eating issues that something's fat free or sugar free, just like a frozen tub, that means you can eat the whole thing. When I actually prefer whipped cream that you have to actually whip. The stuff in the can is good, but I think they put a ton of sugar in it. Yeah, just regular. I used actually one of them. I don't know if it was just somewhere else in the refrigerator, but it looked to me like one of them disappeared and came back. Um, so I haven't touched that one. The other one I used for coffee. I used the whole thing for coffee. Sometimes you could mix that with milk, and it's basically like cream. And then, yeah, the other one I haven't even checked to see if it's opened. But it was just when something that's refrigerated disappears and comes back, you just go, was that out of the fridge? Just like the frozen cream was taken out of the freezer, and then all of a sudden it appeared in the refrigerator. It's not that big of a deal. That's why I just go, okay. I know, talk about norovirus. That's why you go. It's not even about someone mocking it, like spitting in it, putting their mouth on it. You just go, that could be curdled at this point. I don't know where it was. So I know I'm not on milk yet, but I'm gonna have to go to milk soon. Yeah, because it's $5 a thing for light cream. Last time I went to the store, they didn't even have the big one, so I got a small one. It's like that is like way too much of an expense. I'm trying to drag the thing out so I can get soda and water as long as I can. So I'm not even buying myself peanuts or greens or anything. So it's just because I can eat walnuts, right? I can eat walnuts. Sometimes they have pistachios, sometimes they have almonds. I can eat other things that the food pantry gives. They cannot keep up with the amount of soda and salsa water I drink. That would be crazy. It wouldn't even fit in the shelf probably. Like if I was drinking what I like, say it's summertime, I would be drinking probably maybe half a liter to a liter of soda a day and like 3 liters of salsa water a day. Yeah, that's a lot. So, but because they probably go just drink tap water, which I get. You know, sometimes it comes to that. So it's just easier to drink salsa water. That's my preferred thing. But obviously, eventually, I'll probably be drinking tap water. I'll worry about it when it happens. Just as weird as it sounds, I'm waiting for it to turn into 2020 because, right, you go. I would assume when they do like they did in 2020 that everybody's snap card will just automatically renew like they did. But this was the thing that happened with me. Even though they automatically renewed, I told you, they gave other people extra SNAP food units that they didn't give me. How do you fathom that? They clearly did it purposely. It was like some bizarro, and it's just repeated. Like I told you, it's like bizarro cheerleader bombs. I'm not trying to gather fans. I birthed 6 people, right? Make up your mind. You already took my 6 children, okay? And then you keep repeatedly pointing it out to me, just like Candy did to Barbara, that I don't have any children, took my children. And then at first, it seemed like you kept trying to shove your children that in my face, or I pay attention to you. Like, so it's social distance. You just go, not some continuous, like you're in a competition with me. You have nothing to do with me. It's just like weird. I, I know, just, and now that's it. And now I'm going to give you all housing and I'm going to give you all extra food and stuff. And you go, okay. So, anyways, as adults, especially like say that you've been like married for a long time, because other than that marriage not working out, and by 2006, when I'm asking for a divorce, because you go, I'm on a trip away from you, and I'm actually entertaining as dudes are clearly hitting on me, right? I've wanted to have a divorce for years and years, so I'm an adult, okay, and clearly this person is not. So I specifically said we need to talk and explain to you I wanted a divorce in 2006. There was no cheating going on, right? So I allowed this person, and I didn't even utter words and phrases about it. I allowed this person to pretend like some sort of sorrowful soul to everybody. And I didn't say a word about it, that I'm some sort of a terrible, awful person and all this stuff. That's what a lady does. You just, it wasn't just bite my tongue to the stuff his mother was saying to me, just even his decided perceptions, because he refused to give me a divorce. After forcing me to marry him, he refused to give me a divorce. Right. So if you say you weren't in that situation, because I got married when I was 23, we met when I was 22. Okay. So if you met someone in high school or college, you probably just go, whoa. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a good marriage, kudos to you, because I can tell you that you're not missing a thing out there. Yeah, you're not missing a thing out there. Like some of these people are like literal children. They're more immature than I ever recall being in high school. And they're like 30s, 40s, 50s. Yeah, just lifestyles and stuff that just like that dude is 36 years old. 36 years old. Like, dude, by the time I was 30 or 30, was I just about to turn 31? Because I did this once. I think I was just about to turn 31. I already had 6 children. Like, we were in the second house we had built. Yeah, we were in the second house we had built when I had the last two. Okay. And you're 36. Okay. Just, anyways. People like Joanne and Rebecca, yeah, they were married, but I mean, clearly you were married, but Joanne was married to Jen. So I would presume your marriages are sort of like that. Like Joanne, I think, said that her and her husband owned a house once, but they both became addicted to crack cocaine. Okay, why would you ever be smoking crack cocaine though? So even your background is obviously different than mine. I don't know if she makes up stories. She said that she comes from money that her father gave her anything she ever wanted when she was growing up. That they used to fly all over the place and stuff. I don't know. Maybe there's some credence to that. I don't know. That was not my reality growing up. I didn't even have parents. Right? I come from an extremely dysfunctional, not wealthy, abusive uh, background, like a Lifetime film, exactly as I described. So it's not exactly like I'd say I dragged myself out of it, but I dragged myself out of that and then became saddled because of drinking alcohol for the most part, saddled with what I was saddled with for a husband. Right. I mean, clearly, can it actually be worse? Remember when I used to go, it could be worse? I don't know. Can it actually be worse? I'm not sure it can be worse. I'm not sure it can actually be worse. But, uh, right. And because of God Almighty in a Holocaust, is this even like this? So sometimes it's bothersome, yes. And then uh, just people I meet, words and stuff, and you just, uh, yeah, like for 12 and a half years, I allowed it. For 12 and a half years, I allowed it because it's God doing it and it's compassionate and it helps people and it helps them remain calm and stuff. And you just go, there is no possible way that anything that you have done in your life has anything to do with trying to follow the Holy Bible or Exodus 20. But there are people that have. Okay. So, it's not really that bothersome with to me that people are like that, and it's been sort of okay up until the point where people are literally abusing me. I mean, it's not like I hate to even keep talking about rape and sexual assault because it becomes like that's all that these things do, but just literal abuse. Okay, just like I told you about that person telling people to call her a toilet, she was becoming verbally abusive towards me. And you just go, what? I have to get away from it because I will literally begin abusing them. It's just inevitable. You people are already extremely low to the ground. You have mental health problems and your lives are in a shambles. So it's just agree to disagree and stay away from each other because you don't, you, you think that you're getting something you want because you got my attention. You don't want to hear what comes out of this. You really don't. I'm not your effed up parent, and you know it. Okay, so it's just, I know when people are extremely mentally ill that they will talk to you like that, but like they literally realize that I'm like a nun. Okay, so it's just, it's better off for them to just, it doesn't mean block them and block me. I don't even think they look at for it because they know they don't want to hear it. But anyway, one of the things that I suspected was going on with this business since 2020 is that people thought they were making an Aaron Carter show. So I don't know about those people that were texting me and calling me. They haven't done it in a while. So I don't know if they passed away or someone blocked them. Right, where uh, yeah, like it seems to me that they literally like tortured a person until that person died. Like they watched, remember when I did 4 days without water? They did that to a person for about a year until the person finally died. That's my perceptions of what happened. I went over some of the stuff that I think some of these people became ill and they were using face morphing technology. Okay. And then I think it started out that they thought that they were doing like a James Franco. When I explained when they were doing James Franco, they were already getting ill. It has to do with depersonalization. And then they clearly were sex offenders. Some of the videos that clippets that were put on YouTube that we could view because I was not allowed into the Instagram Live after being approved for it. The character that I explained to you, That is when this insanity began. I explained the whole thing. I had an Instagram account, okay, because I had a telephone at the time, and then you could also put it on your laptop, but there was certain things you couldn't do on the laptop. So all of that time, people apparently were still able to communicate with each other using Instagram when they started blocking everybody from Twitter and Facebook, and I had no cell phone, so I couldn't partake in it. And then the second I got a cell phone and I started doing Instagram, some character appears on the phone calling itself Joe Smith. Okay, so I've explained it several times how ill these people are. Like that person believes I'm its secret life or something, or it says it's a group of people. Okay. You had to put in a request to be on Aaron Carter's account because it's clearly not made for children. And he wanted to control who was actually in it. Okay. So I put that in, it was approved. I was in a chat and said, "Can you guys see me?" And a person said, "Yeah, we can see you." And immediately I was deleted from that account. The account disappeared, a fake Aaron Carter account appeared, and that person's face appeared. Okay, so I approve it. I approved it to be on my Instagram, and I see it start commenting to everybody on that's following me. So the person was already that sick in 2020, or a group of people, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So anyway, oh, here comes the bright sunny sun. Just a reminder about currently this business. Okay. So can't make any sense, folks, right? There's our Twitter account. Aaron Carter is on Twitter, Protect the Lion, okay? And the LMG girls and all this business, right? And then all of a sudden you go, why are we not able to communicate at all with her? She clearly can't see any of our comments. Like, I know you just go, just like anything else. Sometimes I go, don't overthink it. Don't overthink dementia because you go insane. I know I said 12 o'clock. We'll see. It's 4 minutes. So. Don't overthink dementia. But that was funny last night with the new thing from it's supposedly I thought it was going to be another speech from Benjamin Netanyahu, and it wasn't, and I just go, oh my god. And then that person is trying to do songs, I think, or she doesn't know she's doing songs, and it sounds funny to me. It sounds like she's talking about Eminem songs, and then she says Slim in it. So I think to some degree, some people, it's part of going in, reverting into their denial, but it's not as bothersome as the past, right? Where it's like every time there's an indicator of reality, they will do that. But I mean, if you're in a disassociation and you want to agree, you want to think everything is only a joke, it is what it is. But from my point of view, I would say it's another regression. Every time there's a progress one step forward, they deprogress half a step and have to make everything a joke. It's a form of fear in trying to stay in a denial and a coping about reality. Because ultimately, the fear of someone or a group of people is that I'm not going to be a hostage anymore. Like their entire reality seems to like exist on that. So they've been warned for a while that they need to come out of that. Okay, because this clearly is not going to continue on for eternity. Okay, so clearly other people can see it. Okay, and eventually you go, right? Eventually, the nuclear campaign in the area is going to be complete, right? So stipends get approved even without housing. Just eventually that will end. It sometimes, because something went on for 15 years so far, people think it's forever. So should I look up the word? I know, should I make up more excuses why I'm not doing my push-ups yet? I'll be fine. I have the entire day. But let's see. Did I mark off today yet? I might have. Whoops. It's my batteries. Yeah, I know. How would I buy more batteries for my radio? It doesn't matter. That is why they didn't want me to have the one that you can plug in and charge, because I attempted to buy that one. Right. You can't buy anything anymore. If you were wondering why that's going on, okay. And you go, I'm not saying I'm the only person they're doing it to. So don't start saying I'm grandiose. You have to prove what I'm saying is incorrect and then explain to me my mental illness, just like I do with you. Okay. So if you recall, you used to be able to go on Walmart.com. Okay. And you could see that you can either buy something in a store or you can have it delivered to that store and you go and pick it up. You can no longer do that. So you explain to me why you can't do that. And it's not just Walmart, but that's an example because most people are familiar with how Walmart functions. And you haven't been in a store in a long time. You haven't attempted to buy like an MP3 player or a radio, a portable radio, because then you would go, what is going on? And then I explain to you what's going on. And then you tell me that's not going on because it's so insane. You can't believe it's happening, just like the past 15 years. So I'll explain it to you again. It's so that me and other people cannot get them. That's why they're doing it. You have to have a credit card or a debit card and have it mailed to an address. So basically, anyone that doesn't have a debit card or a credit card, okay, even if you got EBT cash on your EBT card, you cannot buy a radio with headphones. Okay? It's profound, morbid insanity. Okay? It's profound, morbid insanity. So how do you have a walking program that saves your own lives when these people will not stop a thing where they're going to stop everybody from walking? It's a profound, morbid insanity that leads to literal starvation, hence the nukes. Never again means never again. So people don't have to worry about that because that's not going to happen. All right. I think that might be new. Clearly, it's been, I had a radio for a couple of years. I bought it at Best Buy in Dedham. And before that, a woman named Karen bought me a radio at Walmart for $10 that lasted me years too. I still have the radio that they stole from me at a hotel in Dorchester when all of my things were discarded. Okay, so I went all the way to Walpole and I didn't see any of them in the place. And then the guy working there, because I asked him, he looked and didn't see it. And then just as I was about to leave, he pulls it out from somewhere. But it takes batteries. Because I wanted the one you can plug in and charge, because clearly I don't have money at all. How am I going to keep buying batteries? So that's why you can't get it. So if you try to buy the one you can charge and you're going, what's going on? Because people don't have money to buy batteries. They don't care about the environment. It's not because they don't want you to use batteries. That's how I was allowed to have that one. Okay? So anyways, you can't buy headphones. You can't buy portable radios. You can't buy batteries. They don't put radios on cell phones anymore, like the AT&T phone that it wouldn't charge anymore. So I don't know if they did something to it or it just finally gave out. Because that was my other thing is I could charge that and just use it as a radio. I don't even know if they have those anymore. Just they probably got rid of them because people were buying homeless people telephones that they wouldn't give a phone to. We're supposed to get a free phone with phone service. So I went over some of that last night too in terms of being criminally deranged. Told repeatedly, it means the pH in your brain. It's part of the extinction. And once you explain to adults that you've somehow figured out or you theorize that cell phones give people brain cancer, then we decide if we want to use them or not. So, like I said, I don't think anybody wants to know what cooperating with Social Security means. I don't think anyone wants to know what that means. So, there's no music fest in October 7th. It's called shutting off Mary Lagoa's 401 a month and then stealing in 3 separate increments $600 to put it to zero. Not there's a music fest. And then they were also told about the business with the hospitals, which clearly goes way beyond this Brian Buchanan person. So I don't care anything bad about this Brian Buchanan person. I agree with you. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened at the hospital. That has nothing to do with how bad that person is. I explained it's none of their business and they wouldn't know those things. They didn't know any of that stuff until after this already happened and he called me on the phone at 4 p.m. They didn't know anything about that. It has nothing to do with any of the stuff they did. All right, so yeah, like people could start talking like that, and you just go, "You didn't even know that. What are you on?" Right? You just go, "You didn't even know that that happens because she didn't tell anybody." I explained that there's no possible way you're in. No one. You would hope to God the person who you're in a house with didn't know that was going on, and it's just you and him in a bed. No one knows that occurred. I'm not on this thing. I'm downstairs on a phone. So unless he was in a hospital telling people about it, no one knew anything that went on. That has nothing to do with how he wasn't in a hospital when I got there, and then you wouldn't explain to me what was going on. And it doesn't explain why you screamed into a telephone at me. So yeah, your hospitals are going to close. I mean, clearly the public was not aware how ill you folks are. Clearly they weren't. Because I would have known about it. You told the public in 2020 that there was a virus. Did you explain to people that you literally closed certain hospitals in the state of Massachusetts? Because I don't recall that. I remember things about nurses being on strike, but I don't recall you explain. I didn't have a TV, so that might be why, but I don't recall you explaining to the public you closed hospitals in the state. Okay. So that there needs to be more information like that given to the public. Like just he was still talking about it today, and I just a person can vent, and it's not really a thing to even. I don't even say anything back. Yeah, because you go, there's no hospital to take the person to, but right, you just people vent. So anyway, more information. I'm talking about other people in the public about the situation with the hospitals. Like I said, that was my question. And then the news and the governor are then answering my question, which I appreciate, where they are reiterating that they want the hospitals closed. They don't intend to allow mentally insane people to act like you're in patient seven. That was my question. I wouldn't even be angry at them. I just wanted to know, because sometimes if anyone ever in the planet was asking me something or could view this, then I can explain it. Right. I don't order your governor or your what do you call it? Your National Guard, your military, your police force. I don't order them around. Okay. Like, I would have to be talking to them in real life, like people that can actually go, yeah, we're the state police and we can do this, and then I'm your governor. That's not my job. You have a governor. Okay. Just, I was saying, are they planning on because that's a lot to ask of them. If they could literally stop these people from functioning a hospital. But apparently it seems as if they're saying they either agree with me or they intend to make sure they're not functioning hospitals, when clearly they're too ill to be doing it. Okay. So that's why I said it like that. And also about the National Guard. Right. It's good. It's definitely good to give people a microphone that are having an issue out there, wherever it is. For example, Brockton, Massachusetts. It's good for them to have a microphone and be able to do that, because then other people can see it, because I explained about all the shutoffs. How would anybody know that the extent of it? Okay. Say that you thought that you were going to develop a think thought plan where people are back on Twitter. We can't see anybody else. We're all still being what's called shadow banned. We can't see other people's tweets. The Facebook is there, but I can't comment. I can't repost anybody's posts, and no one comments to me. And I haven't gotten a single friend request from a person I actually know. Okay, so it's still going on, and I'm sure everyone knows it because they all attempted it again. Right? You go, okay, so now you have people just like talking like that and not really being able to communicate, but it's something. So yeah, it's good to give a people a microphone, and then you go, okay, okay. I mean, I'm just listening to you. I am like no one's boss. Catch my drift? So then you go, okay, well, I clearly have the people with the nuclear material, if nothing else, ear. I don't know if they have access to the National Guard. Okay, so um, then your people, whose job it is, your governors, explain it to you. I would take that as answers and then see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I pointed out that that could be a good thing to say to the public, because then that explains why there's National Guard walking around uniformed like that, like I saw in Wollaston Beach. So I guess I didn't think about it when that dude said he was going there, and then I heard the police talking to him saying that they thought that maybe that dude was camping in the woods there. So I don't know if there was people that set up an encampment there. It's in the kill zone, so that's up to those people if they care that they're there or not, right? Um, they don't want people fighting, like I said, because once people start fighting like that, no one wants that because it disrupts services. Okay, so it's probably more that than people flipping out about the nukes, right? It's probably more so. It seems like at least God has counseled them on that, that it's pointless to try to flip out about missiles in the air, right? And then that's why it's good when you have people like Benjamin Netanyahu explaining it to people. Okay, because clearly those people have nukes. Because otherwise, everybody that talks is everybody that talks is grandiose. Everybody that talks is making up stuff, doesn't know what they're talking about. Some people are doing that. I think it's the way that they word it. Yeah, that's some of it. Like um, certain things in life. I actually defended Vanessa because of it. She may have things happen to her in her life where that's right. She knows that someone is monitoring her. Right. She's not Mar-a-Lago, so it's like easier for me to be doing that than for people to keep. Some people still do it, but it becomes more difficult to keep accusing me of being grandiose and insane, talking to myself. Right, because I'm Mar-a-Lago. That's why it helps. But I defended her to what Yvonne and was talking to Emily about. So I don't know this business about the CIA and all of that. Like that just sounds like worldly stuff. I'm sure there's probably people that are doing this weird internet stuff that have an interest in a female that's a drug addict. Some of them are sick and they enjoy taunting mentally ill people. Right. So I don't know the ins and outs of it of what that business is about. Um, so he was saying she was printing out stuff. She kept like was it photocopying or printing? She kept printing and printing and printing stuff. Is it possible that someone kept deleting her social media and maybe she was trying to make copies of it because it had happened to her before? That's just an example of possibly what she was doing. Maybe she was developing a folder of abuses. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know if it's that weird to keep printing stuff when you're homeless like that and you're a victim of a Holocaust. I'm not sure it's that weird, but I guess it could be perceived as weird. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I mean, just someone printing a lot of stuff. I'm not sure that that's. I mean, when you're clearly homeless and you've been living out in the woods, uh, like maybe she needed to document something. But like you just saw someone delete my entire Facebook. I don't have the ability to print stuff. Um, I think we all thought in Vaughn's defense, I think we all thought that Brian guy was nice unless he was just saying it like that. But just, yeah, believe me, I think I've actually been going out there longer than him. It doesn't mean that he wasn't a Quincy resident, but I don't remember him working at the library at the beginning, unless I just, yeah, 13 years, 12 and a half years of it. Just, I usually only speak with these people at the shelter or the library. Yeah, I've never become like, what do you call it, intimate with one of them, aside from Jen. Yeah, like they don't even attempt to. Remember Dave? I met him in 2012 when he was smoking crack at the time with the whole smash and stuff. And he had a group of friends. They would talk to me because they were talking about the Bible and stuff that's going on. It was different then. And then they would go, all right, we're going to go do our thing. And they would leave. They never took me beyond the library, maybe a little bit of Quincy Center, and then they would go and do the thing just like Jerry. Jerry doesn't do that stuff around me or attempt to put me in it, and neither does Alex. Alex did a little bit of it because he was trying to get away from that violent sex offender. Right. And then as soon as he got away from him, he went right off again, doing his own thing away from me. Right. They generally do not do what that. But I will say this: that Brian guy didn't take me to that house. He didn't take me to his wherever he sleeps, which is clearly not the Braintree train station. Right. But they usually do not get involved with me at all. They don't even try to. They don't ask me out, nothing. Because if you don't have an income and you don't use, They right. And I used to wear a ring and stuff too. Like I used to put like a hair thing. Maybe some of them just thought I was a psych patient. That's what they do. They go, some of them will make these judgments because they're so gone. And they go, okay, so you don't use? And then they go, oh, it's a psych patient. They just immediately think that you're just certifiable because why are you in the shelter if you don't use drugs? I think people like Darlene think that. Yeah, like they just go, oh, this person's a psych patient because that's the only people that are here. Is it? Is it really the only people that are there? No. It probably is now. That's probably the only people. I don't even think you should just have psych patients there, but um, why were you folks all housed out there? Even, like I said, even Rebecca Donahue left. I didn't see Steven this time. Maybe he left too. I don't know. Right, you go, yeah, why is there. Where did everybody go? Where did everybody go? I know, you can tell I don't want to do the stuff. I don't want to do the things. Um, I don't think I should really do that. The only thing I could skip is my jog walks if I was going to do it tomorrow and Monday. I don't think I should skip my other stuff because it takes like 20 minutes to do. So I don't think that's a no, I don't think that's an option. I shouldn't even say it because I said it Friday night and then I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Remember that? Oh yeah, because I could tell something was going on, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sleep great." I was like trying to basically not be sucked into stuff that's gonna piss me off, and then lo and behold, 3 a.m. I'm up. So, um, yeah, because she stayed up like all night long in the wheelchair last night. Right, because I don't want to keep talking about it, but there's some sort of a issue, and hopefully God will sort it out again. Where you can tell there's a lot of defensive thinking and talk going on. Right, it just clearly in defense mode. So God's already been suggesting that, and that's why it's the way it is. Because some people, you can only have your brain reduced so much because you're her caretaker. So, geez, that's God explains it to me. That's why she's in the condition she's in. He will reduce their brain matter until they stop doing that because they will be contained, right? They will be contained and they will do God's bidding. So, this business about telling God to go F himself and flipping out and stuff, he just keeps melting their brain matter until they stop doing it. Even if they have to be reduced to just whimpering around the house like she was. Okay? So, anyways, it's once a day you just pick the woman up and stick her in a wheelchair. So hopefully he'll just come to that realization and conclusion and understanding and acceptance and make himself do it. He's got to just make himself do it each and every day. Not every 3 days, each and every day, pick her up and stick her in a wheelchair. So um because it's full defensive mode because of the rash she has. So, anyways, starting to get hungry too. Starting that thing. I transitioned to water too. I guess I'll put it back on the charger. Electric bicycles. I was explaining to him on the way to the food pantry about the week before, because it appeared that there was nobody there, and then there was a big line inside because it was cold. And I go, I almost went to go, what the heck? And then you go, I just complained about this the week before that, about being outside in the cold, even though it's not exactly the same thing, right? Because there was nobody in the place. It was just chit chatting with two people filling out paperwork that aren't supposed to shop before me. So you got a glimpse of it today. But for the volunteer, yeah, like that is why, that is how God got me to stop talking, is because of the volunteer, right? Just, this is an eighth grader, so what impression are you going to leave right now, right? Just, the woman even told her, okay, Mary is ahead of you, and then you go. And she just went shoot right in front of me when, as soon as a space opened up. I go, oh, I think I was supposed to go after her, and then I had to just zip it for the sake of, this is a junior high school student. Because otherwise, if it was another adult, I probably would have said more. Yeah, I have to just, it's not that important, right? It's really not that important, but you just go, what in the? Even when I heard her tell her, even when she took it to the thing and pointed at me and explained to her she was after me. That is what happens because I do what I'm told, right? And you just go, it's that important to get ahead of me? Then get ahead of me. Please do. Get ahead of me. Anyways, yeah, you just, because I wanted to say this, but I didn't. I wanted to go, um, hi, are you married? No? Because she probably wouldn't even talk to me. Either she doesn't speak English or she's going to pretend she doesn't. So I didn't even bother, but I just wanted to go, oh, hi, are you married? No. Yeah, that's because I'm married. That's why you were told that you were going to shop after me, not before me. Because I have an appointment and I registered before you. Oh, yeah, just what the? They have to do it. Just let them do it. Yeah, just let them do it. It doesn't matter, right? You just go, they're insane. Yeah, they're insane. So anyway, good work sticking me with the literal minor, because I was like, it's like the stuff I said. Yeah, it's kind of like you just can't think about it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I birthed children myself, right? And so I don't think other people should have to sacrifice their children. I shouldn't have to sacrifice mine. It's just, believe me, someone's doing something about it, which is permanent. Right. Never again means never again. I'm sure that's why people are just, I'm not saying that chick with the thing. No, I'm not like piling all that on top of her. That's like a separate thing. But it's something that I've noticed about population groups. I noticed it. You just go, if people were wondering, and it doesn't mean that you're all doing it, right? It's just, I've noticed it with population groups. And sometimes people don't know. So, right, you go, you're way too aggressive as a people. Yes. And I remember Eddie Murphy. Okay. Like, he probably is not even half joking, right? Just, and then he sees your reaction about it. Like, there's something wrong with us. Like, we're nerds. That was his whole comedy routine, that white people are nerds. And we even talk like nerds. Okay. Just, I'm talking about the Spanish people. You're way too aggressive. I wouldn't even say that, quote unquote, the black people, which is another species, are doing that. They're just like violent, like they are gonna ooh and kill you and stuff. But the Spanish people, you're way too aggressive. And you have some sort of weird oddity where you have to cut in front of us because we're not aggressive. That is not survival of the fittest there, in case you were wondering, as a group. That's why I get angry about stuff. There's no reason for anybody to be being rushy and aggressive and stuff. Okay, so all of us are under a lot of stress. Yes. So that's just like starting a conversation. Like I said, I'm not piling it all onto that person. It's just as a group, whatever that is culturally, okay, try to come out of it. And I don't know if walking a lot will help you. Uh, like, especially by yourself. Like, it's good to walk at all. So if you prefer to do it in groups, okay. Um, like, get rid of some of that energy, whatever that is. Walking, jogging, all that stuff. If they let you use the pool, if you have an income and you have membership to a pool somewhere or something, tennis. Okay. So I don't know if that's some of it. I don't know what goes on, quote unquote, culturally. Okay. I think it's beyond a stereotype. I think it's actually true. Okay. So I don't know if it's just other species, but it's just, I don't know. I got to say this, contrary to what James told me, but maybe he wasn't talking about quote unquote Hindus. I got to say, I really think that those people to me seem the most chill. And they're coming from somewhere where there's a billion people. And they have huge family groups and stuff too. They seem really the most chill to me. Any person that I've actually encountered, met from quote unquote India, they seem the most chill. They really don't seem to be doing that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not standing in India right now, so I don't know. Maybe he wasn't talking about those people. Was he stationed in South America or Mexico? Because, well, I met someone from the Canary Islands, and I've been to Spain. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that. I think I remember that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in their country and I'm not feeling that and a mob and aggression and getting in front of me. So I'm thinking no, but I haven't. Yeah, I got to say, even in Mexico, I don't really remember that. But I've only been to like a tourist. Yeah, I've been to Cozumel a couple of times and then Tulum. That's the extent of, yeah, Mexico. Uh, I don't remember that. I even took the children to Cozumel. I don't think I'd take the children somewhere where I thought that people were in mobs like that. But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Italians in Rome would be sort of more aggressive than what I remember about tourist areas in Mexico. So I don't know where exactly. Okay. Is it like Southern California or is it Puerto Rico you're coming from? Okay. Try to slow it down a little bit. That's all. Not quote unquote black people around here. No, that's sometimes you can tell that they're not actually from here. Yeah, just I told you about the black guy when I first moved to Orlando and I was in an apartment and he was working for the apartment. He was like working for maintenance and they had to be called because I thought there was like a dead animal in my apartment. It was like a horrible smell. He was from Hyde Park and I was from Dedham. And then we would started talking about people that are bigots. And he's like, oh my God, it's wicked bad down here on both sides. And I was like, yeah, it's like I've never experienced like what do you call that racism or bigotry. I never experienced that before till I came to Florida. It just was never like that from my understanding, my upbringing in Dedham. And he was from High Park, so we not usually are like that around here. So if you migrated here and you start talking and acting like that, I don't know if people went, oh yeah, I experienced it at Food Lion, as did my daughter in a stroller. That's why she went WXYZ. Yeah, just whoa, I never experienced just black people have a hatred before in my entire life. I grew up in Dedham, Massachusetts. So if you're not from here, yeah, that is just some of this stuff on the TV. You just go, are they coming here? Are they coming here to kill us too? Like from Missouri? Should we worry? Yeah, that was some of the stuff that was going on in that hotel and that shelter. The people from that hotel, I don't know. I mean, I never saw that before. That's what I'm saying. Did they come here from New Orleans or something? I've never seen black people that have a face that looks like a literal monkey. I've never seen that until just the last couple of years. I know you just go, whoa. And then some of those people were talking in accents, and they just, that chick, what's her name, Karen, just screaming at people. Okay, where did you grow up? Okay. I don't know, man. That's, you scared a whole bunch of people. I don't know if that's funny. That's why that's part of it too, because you go, how are these people like? What's the effect going to be on regular black people from this? Anyways, now we've got this thing with the people that they're all going to be Latinos and Spanish. Uh, if you speak English, I would appreciate speaking English. Yeah, because this is the United States of America. Like how you talk to each other, that's your business. But um, I explained some of it. I started, I had an externship in a dental office where, had I not been chased the F out of there and out of Florida, I probably would have been hired there. And the chick knew it. So I was working with two Spanish females and saw what they're like. Yeah. So not a fan. One of them was older and the other one was like 22. They will immediately start talking to each other in Spanish right in front of you. And it's like you realize that some of those words sound okay. Because she was explaining to her that she was going to lose her job. She knew it. She probably, maybe she didn't care. The older woman was explaining to her that she was going to lose her job because I was way more efficient at it. And you go, do you think that I can't understand what you're saying? Okay. Do you think she's going to lose her job because she's not sterilizing the equipment properly? And this whole place is going to be closed because you're pouring developer fluid down the toilet? and your whole clientele is children on the Orlando's Medicare thing. Do you think that's why you're going to lose your job? Because obviously I have to report all of this. I can't watch all that with my eyes and not report it. Do you think that's why you're going to lose your job? Okay. Anyways. Because a dental assistant actually does both of these things that you're doing. Yeah, like you're getting paid a day here. There isn't even any patients, and you're just supposed to vacuum and clean. I've never seen this before because this is like crazy, lush living right here. Okay, and then this is off of Medicaid. Okay, and then I saw the children coming in clearly neglected. They don't even have any teeth in their heads. They're there for root canals. 8, 10-year-olds. Okay, so then because a dental assistant can actually work that computer. Granted, answering the phones if it's a busy office, but I don't know. Say that you had a system set up where they left a message, and rather than you pretend it takes you all day to clean 2 stations, and you get paid for the day, you had to actually go through the answer machine and answer all these people who want an appointment. A dental assistant could do both things. Like do the computer, take the x-rays, and be at the chair side. There's only 2 rooms in here. Yeah, anyways. It was unfortunate that didn't work out because it was a female dentist who seemed sane. But anyways, I know, just could you imagine going dental office to dental office going, how in the hell? This is scary. These are children and you're not sterilizing the equipment. It's not, I know these aren't even like adult patients. Anyways. And then you had the one at Greenberg Dental who doesn't wear any PPE. She doesn't wear a face mask. She doesn't wear a thing. She doesn't wear gloves. My hand to God. She's handing stuff to the thing. She's touching equipment, all of it. The one who used to be a stripper, right? You just go, are you HIV positive? How would you not care that you're touching equipment and stuff? Anyways, I'm glad I'm not in the workplace anymore. Just clearly it's not done like that because I found that out when I was not on an externship and was actually hired somewhere, and it was like a sane female as the dental assistant. They expect you to do all that stuff. I don't know what this is. Yeah, that is. Well, the next patient is here, so just throw it in the thing for 5 minutes. I guess the next patient can wait if they knew that that's what was going on. Or the next patient's mother goes, what? That's the thing. I don't know if you know that too. When you only have that for insurance, you only certain dentists take it. That Florida stuff. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? No, I'm the bad guy. Yep, I'm the bad guy. I literally lost work because of it. Yeah, you just go, would you keep working there? I wouldn't. Nope, I wouldn't. I don't know. I think they think they're sabotaging you, and you go, I'll have this place closed down. I'll have this place shut down. I went back to school because I was trying to get a divorce. I mean, it's Florida. I shouldn't even have to be doing this. But for Almighty God, right, you just go, I should just be like signing a piece of paper and getting $40,000 a year. I mean, that's an income. Anyways, I don't expect anybody to treat me any way except like anybody else, right? You just go, you don't know the extent of how horrible this is, believe me. Obviously, Donald Trump does. Mar-a-Lago, all kinds of witch hunts. Clearly, someone looked into it. Yeah, like my neighbors, my co-workers at Magic Kingdom. What is going on? She just took off and that's it. Just like Stacy Peterson, she just took off. Right. They all do it too, I noticed. I didn't know that was a disease that other people had. Right. You just go, you got Drew Peterson saying it, you got Al Gore saying it. Now you've got people that were working in a hotel saying it. You got people at a shelter saying it. Okay. If she just took off the second she came back here, why wasn't she told to go back to her room? Get it? You wouldn't even let her in your shelter. Never mind she just took off and you go, "Oh yeah, just tell her to go back to her room." We didn't know where she was. It's been 6 months. Nope. They didn't say anything like that. So clearly I didn't just take off. I didn't just leave a room. I know. And then the beauty of 2022 is I literally didn't even leave Quincy for 2 months. Did she just take off, Taylor, and you didn't know where she was? I know, maybe the hospital said that too. I don't know. He's not in the computer. I know you go, he's not in the computer, or maybe he discharged. Okay. No more Faulkner Hospital. All right, I got to do my stuff before it gets too late. Shut this down.